Hey guys, so I am putting this little insert at the beginning of my reaction video for Chapter 9 to kind of inform and update some of you guys out there who may have not seen my reaction to Chapter 8. So this time last weekend, I uploaded my reaction as I usually do, and it got immediately blocked. Unfortunately, Rooster Teeth Productions does not operate on the weekend, so my video was blocked. Everyone got the notifications. They came to my channel, saw that it was blocked, messaged me like on Twitter, and left comments on previous videos of mine letting me know. Unfortunately, there was nothing that I personally could do about it because it was already, published, and Rooster Teeth doesn't, like I said, they don't operate on weekends, so they weren't able to get to the video until Monday. At that point, once it's, unblocked, people don't get re-notified. So some people managed to see it, some people didn't manage to see it. So this is kind of me letting you guys know, if you have not seen my reaction to Chapter 8, it has been uploaded for about a week now. I recommend you either watch it, before or after this reaction. It flows really well from Chapter 8 to Chapter 9 as they usually do. And this was kind of a quick little update to let you guys know. I know a lot of people were looking forward to it when it got blocked. They were like, oh man, I was really looking forward to this reaction initially. And, the earliest that it was going to get fixed was Monday. So better late than never, I would say. But in the future, I will take precautions to make sure if a video does get blocked, I'll wait for it to be unblocked before I publish it. So when everyone gets the notifications, they know what to expect. So that's just a quick little update that I wanted to give you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. For those of you who haven't seen Chapter 8, it is now available. And I hope you guys enjoy the reaction. Hey guys, what's up? Murder of Birds here. Welcome back to the channel. Another week, another chapter, another reaction for RWBY Volume 5. This week being Chapter 9, The Perfect Storm. So I basically called it last weekend. We got a crazy cliffhanger last weekend with Gira going beast mode, showing off his faunish traits, about to fight and body Corsac and Fennec Albane. We have Blake and Sun along the way, thwarting the plans of Elliott to get her to Adam. The White Fang are all kind of like having this grand conflict in the Belladonna home, and it left me in a place of both excitement and worry for Gira in particular. Kali seems like she's got things under control, trying to hold down the fort, hold off enemies, worrying about Gira, and Gira going up against Corsac and Fennec, who seem to be fighters, not necessarily just the messengers of the White Fang. So I basically called it last week. I was like, knowing Rooster Teeth, right, knowing their reputation as early as Volume 3, they are going to give us this really hype moment and then flip the script on us. They're going to give us a different perspective. And the thumbnail of this chapter is Cinderfall with the fiery effects of the Fall Maiden's fire powers, assumingly in Raven's bandit camp, which is what they kind of let off with a cliffhanger a couple chapters back, with Cinder and company reaching the Bronwyn tribe, based on Salem's orders to kind of apprehend Spring, get the relic, all that stuff. So they basically did a catch-22 on us, which I'm a little peeved on. I mean, it's a 15-minute chapter. After the intro and outro, it's about 13 minutes or so. So I'm hoping that they at least set up for us to go back to Menagerie, because at this point we only have three perspectives at this point, like three core perspectives, not including like Salem or Tyrion or Adam or Hazel. So we have Cinder and company, along with Raven's tribe, because they're all together right now. We have Team Ranger and company, being like Weiss, Yang, stuff like that. And then we have, what's going on in Menagerie with Blake's son, the family, and the White Fang and stuff like that. So at this point, I'm expecting to get a little bit more information in terms of what Cinder and them are going to do, if we're going to get a maiden versus maiden confrontation, how Raven's going to react to everything, getting that interaction, because I'm really looking forward to mainly hearing like Emerald, Mercury, and seeing more of Watts, because we haven't really seen we saw Watts in the first chapter, but that was really it. We didn't see him at all in Volume 4, so I'm hoping we get a little bit more on him. Cinder's back in action, back to full power, back to full strength. I don't know if this is going to be like them fighting Raven and Vernal, which would be super fucking awesome. And then I just hope at some point they switch back to Menagerie, because that's what I feel like is on everyone's mind from last chapter to this one. And then Team Ranger's like in the middle section, which I don't know if we're going to end up getting anything like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts in the comments. We're going to be starting right now, and I hope you enjoy. All right, guys, we're going to be getting into RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 9, A Perfect Storm. Like I mentioned earlier, after the intro and outro, it is about a 13-minute chapter, so I hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching again. And without further ado, we're going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, now. All right. Raven's Tribe, here we go. Oh boy, you have some uninvited guests. Sharpening the blade. That blade looks a lot shorter than the one...
Raven, we have a problem.
What is it?
Salem's found us.
Shit.
Salem.
What are you gonna do? Okay. There's 4 of them!
4 of her followers are waiting to speak with you.
Right. We planned for this.
Okay, I hope so. Helmet. Watts, Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury. Emerald alone is the biggest threat. She's got the most broken semblance in the show. This is exactly how she met Yang, too. What the hell?
I don't recall inviting so many guests into our home.
That's pretty cool.
Either I'm
like a
losing
parallel.
my memory, or you've all lost your spines.
Don't be too upset.
Yeah, that's your tribe for you.
Your men simply recognize the power of a maiden when they see it.
Oh my god, that's such a cool... That's so much better of an effect than Volume 3.
Leave us.
God bless the Maya
Pack
engine.
your things, then break down camp. We're moving.
Yep. Raven and her tribe will scatter.
A little late to run and hide. You've been on our master's list for some time, so you must understand that we cannot allow you to slip away.
I know all about your master.
Okay.
But I don't believe
what is going to happen?
We're the guys you should be afraid of.
Really?
I doubt anyone should
all
be
right,
afraid
Mercury.
of you.
Where have you been last volume?
Tell that to
Quiet.
Tell that to who?
That's what I thought.
Was you talking about Yang? Like, tell that to your daughter?
This is my associate, Arthur Watts.
Your boy, Arthur!
And my disciples?
Emerald and Mercury.
Emerald and Mercury.
Oh my god.
2 children you've tricked into following you. A disgraced Atlesian scientist. And
oh, he's Atlesian?
With a surname so appropriate, she probably picked it herself. Something tells me you've got more than a slight case of egomania. Is that about right?
Oh my god, in the words of Yang Xiaolong!
Nailed it.
Technically,
she freaking nailed it!
I must say the rest was spot on.
Wow. Hold on. Pause. This set right here, Arthur, Cinder, Emerald, Mercury, Emerald. It's kind of crazy how you look at these 4 characters. Like, these 4 characters are solely responsible for the fall of Beacon, right? Like, Watts created the Black Queen virus, which basically took over all of the Atlesian forces stationed in Beacon. You know, he was the big factor of why, you know, Vale didn't really have anything to protect itself. Cinder was the center focus, kind of the ringleader of everything that happened. Mercury staged a lot of the initial, like, turbulence and distress with, you know, framing Yang and, you know, causing a lot of alarm and concern for how people viewed Ozpin and the tournament as a whole. And then Emerald is just broken as fuck, right? She's the reason Cinder partially got the fall Maiden powers. She's the reason for why, like, she was basically the turning point for the fall of Beacon with Pyrrha killing Penny, and, you know, everything else that followed. So it's kind of crazy that these 4 are, like, the embodiment of the fall of Beacon, and they're trying to do that again with the fall of Haven. And another thing I want to mention, too, is Watts is Atlesian. So she mentioned he's a disgraced Atlesian scientist, which kind of... I guess it correlates to an extent with my headcanon, because I've always wondered, like, why are all of these characters following Salem? What do each one of them have to gain? As being a disgraced Atlesian scientist, it would seem like something had happened or something occurred for him to lose his status in Atlas, for him to then feel scorned and feel like he wants revenge. I don't know if it's directly involved with anything regarding Ironwood, like if he knows Ironwood directly, if he knows Penny's father directly, if he had anything to do with Penny's creation, and then he got kicked to the side. My initial headcanon was that he was a part of Mantle, because we know that Mantle and Atlas have bad blood already based on the history of Mantle being the former capital and the former kingdom, and then Atlas basically growing to, you know, biblical proportions to where where, it became the new capital, and, and Mantle was basically cast to the side, and they're kind of doing rough financially, so I always thought maybe he was a part of Mantle's downfall, and, that being a reason why he wanted revenge. So, very interesting so far. All right, 3, 2, 1, now.
It's what's kept me alive.
I'm afraid the
Very
only reason
perceptive.
you're still alive is because you have something our master wants.
The Spring
Of course,
Maiden.
if I'm wrong.
Oh, this looks like she's doing kind of like the same thing with Adam. Holy shit, Maiden and Maiden! Oh my god!
So, this is the long-lost Spring Maiden. Prove it.
Say nothing else, all of a sudden freaking lightning and thunderstorms and everything. Vernal. I love Vernal's design. Oh! The music is... Holy shit, this is like Amber all over again! Jeez, Cinder! She looks so power hungry! Talk about intense.
Vernal has done well under my guidance. I'd take that into consideration before you try anything.
10 years worth of training,
Raven,
dude.
I won't underestimate you, so please don't insult my intelligence. There is a slim chance you and your maiden could escape here today. But if you
She can
know our
literally create a
master as
portal and
well
get
as
out
you
of there,
claim
like, let's
to,
be real.
then you know you could never truly escape her. But we come bearing an olive branch.
That was a weird
The
transition.
maidens are merely a means to an end.
They want the
Salem's
relics.
true desire
But the maidens are
relics
still OP
locked
as
within the
fuck.
Huntsman academies. Come with us. Allow Vernal here to unlock the relic of knowledge, and all previous acts of defiance against Salem will be forgiven.
Don't do it. You're going to be cast
It's the
aside
best
after.
deal either of you are going to get.
You talk as if walking straight into Haven will be easy.
That's because it will be. Headmaster
They've made it
Lionheart
easy,
is loyal to Salem
and they have
now.
the White Fang on their
All
side.
we need is the key to the vault.
Wow. So they have a vault there too.
You're
I wonder
not
if it's like
the
an...
only one to turn your back on Oz, Raven.
I'm not helping Salem. I'm not helping Oz.
Please
I
be
don't want a part in
careful.
any of this.
That ship sailed when you chose to harbor a maiden. But if you come
As
with
if
us to
she
Haven,
knew?
we'll leave you, your tribe, and your little secret to live out the rest of your days squabbling in the wilderness. We just need
The relic.
the relic.
But the maidens, you get so much of
I
a
need time
power
to think
boost.
this over.
You don't have time. In 2 days, Haven Academy will be destroyed by the White Fang.
2 days!
Choose now.
Hold on.
Into a corner, huh?
Pause. Did this man just say Haven is going to fall in 2 days? We're on chapter 9, though. That literally means that from chapter 1 to chapter 9, a month has passed already. And that's because in chapter 3, so in chapter 1, Oscar comes into the picture. A couple episodes later, he reveals to the group that he is Ozpin. And Ozpin mentions that during their training, Salem is most likely going to attack Haven before school reconvenes, which gives them about a month to train before that happens.
We have approximately 1 month before classes resume at Haven. If Salem were to plan an attack, it would make sense that it occur prior to students' return.
On top of that, during Gira's speech in Menagerie, he mentions that the White Fang is going to attack Haven Academy on the last full moon of the fall semester, roughly 2 months from that point.
The documents on this scroll proclaim his next target to be Haven Academy and its attached CCT tower. Their plan is to strike on the last full moon before the beginning of the fall semester, roughly 2 months from today.
So, Blake is 2 months behind everybody, 2 months behind the fall of Beacon, while everyone else was a month behind the fall of Beacon, and now we're 2 days away. So 2 days from their perspective. So everything else is happening out of sync, but I feel like everything's gonna fall in line at this point. But I don't know when, I don't know how much time has passed since Yang has been here either. So that's very jarring. That's very jarring. To kind of keep all of that intact and realize sequence of events that are happening in that way. All right. And now on top of that, they're not giving her much of a choice. They're like, hey, in 2 days we're attacking. You're going to choose now. Either you're with us or we're fighting you guys and we're taking the maiden. And Vernal looks pretty scared here too. All right. 3, 2, 1, now.
So, are you with us or against us?
What are you going to do? It's literally, there's no way they can win. There really isn't. Like, Emerald alone could just take one of them out.
Agreements like these are built on trust. And forgive me for saying, but I don't trust a single one of you. You're going to need to give me more.
As you should.
You are in a poor position to negotiate.
I want my brother dead.
What?
Crow?
Why?
That's right. He knows I have Spring. And if I help you get your relic, he's going to become a problem. I have enough problems to deal with.
Is she being legit, though?
Crow doesn't trust me, but he does trust Ozpin's other lieutenants. If Leo really is loyal to you, then you can order him to invite Crow right into an ambush.
What the
He arrives at Haven.
But they don't already. They don't.
You
Oh,
get
it's
your
good
relic,
though because they don't trust
and we
Leo.
all leave happy.
They don't trust Leo. So even if that does happen,
Now this is a proposition I can get behind.
All right, ladies, let's pause for a moment. We have one objective. Retrieving the Relic of Knowledge.
yeah.
Now, Crow Bronwyn may be on our list of individuals we would very much like dead, but he's not
That's
going
gonna
to go
cause
down
an
without a
like
fight,
they
and
can,
he's
they
not
have their
going to
objective
fight
right in front of them.
quietly. Our advantage here is just as you said. We walk straight into Haven, no resistance, no one the wiser. A battle with your brother throws that all
Yeah,
out the window.
it gives
He's
them
good,
problems.
but not that good. All of us against him, it'll be over in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But it's not just
Ozpin's
him.
got exactly
He has the
everybody.
students with him. He has RWBY.
He certainly does.
If we leave that school of blood and mess, it will draw
I
the attention
see.
of the authorities. The kingdom will be on high alert, and the White Fang's attack will be ruined.
Cinder's setting them up.
We wait until the full moon. Leo invites Crow and his little fighters to Haven the same night Hazel and Adam arrive with the White Fang. As soon as the battle is won, the White Fang demolishes Haven, and any
That's
evidence we may
That's gonna
have
be a
left behind is
clusterfuck.
lost
No
along
one's
with
gonna
the
know
school.
what's going
Then
on.
Salem leaves my people alone. For good.
That's not gonna happen.
You
I could
have
tell you that
yourself a
shit's
deal.
not gonna happen.
Wait.
Oh?
Don't think I don't see what
See, she's doing it. She's doing it because of
This falls to
RWBY.
pieces over your grudge with a child. I will not be taking the blame.
Then what are you worried about? Fly back home and
Dude,
tickle
she's
with your
too hot for
machines
you, Watts.
And tell Salem she'll get what she wants. And more.
Are you really going through with it? It's settled. Oh! 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 Oh my god, we're back! We're back, we're back! Oh my god! Get fucking body! This guy's a beast! Oh shit! Oh my god! His aura's gone! I literally thought he impaled him! Oh shit, be careful, Gira! Sun! Oh my... Dude, Sun's a fucking beast, dude. Sun has been so helpful these last few chapters. Oh, wow, he looks so different without the hood on. Whoa!
Hurry!
Oh my... Okay, alright, I feel a little bit safer for Gira now. He's not gonna get completely killed off by these two guys by himself.
Dad, where's Mom?
I'm not sure. I got ambushed right away.
Once we take down Corsic and Finnick.
No, go now.
But
dude, you need to protect your mother, dude.
Isn't a complete waste of space. Let's see him.
Oh!
We got this, Blake.
Father and son-in-law bonding.
We met.
Oh my god.
You'll have to get in line.
They're literally gonna bond over kicking ass. That's so fucking dope. Alright, these guys. You guys should have attacked them. They're just standing there.
I won't let you down, sir.
Shut up.
You got it.
I love it. I love it. I fucking love it, dude. Sun has been trying so hard to win Gira's approval, and the best way that you could do that is by like beating the shit out of your enemy.
Of course not.
Okay, what's going on
They
here?
have a ship 2 clicks west of here. Looks like they're staying there for the night.
Thank you, Vernal.
She is stressing out right now.
Anything else?
Do you actually believe they'll let us go once they have the relic?
No.
Of course not.
God, no.
They'll never leave us alone. Once our purpose has come and gone, we'll be discarded.
That's how Salem
only
works.
uses people until they are no longer useful.
And that's what Cinder doesn't realize. Like, that's gonna happen to her eventually.
Ourselves against her, then we need this relic.
Oh, she's trying to get the relic for herself
if
now.
Those brats want to follow Ozpin, then let them. When the chaos reaches its peak, we'll grab the relic and make our escape.
That's kind of clever.
And
That's
the fact
actually.
that your daughter will be a part of all that?
Doesn't matter. I warned her. She made her choice.
Alright, like, that's kind of fucked up. Like,
this path won't be easy.
Even with her and Vernal, she's still like, I don't care about my daughter.
Do what's right for the tribe.
I know. I'll do whatever it takes.
Good.
Shit, man. Oh my god. Where's she going now? So she's in agreement. If she sets them up, that's gonna look so fucking bad. Oh, where's she going? I hear the portal. Oh, is she gonna tell them? She's gonna help them out.
Crow? Oz needs to talk to you.
He's right there. Unless you gotta go somewhere even more private. What the heck? Dude, Ozpin needs to talk to Crow. Raven's about to talk to Crow. They're about to see each other, most likely. Alright, this is Ilya. I feel like at this point they've both made their choices. There's no more talking. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Literally, like, you two really have to just settle it here. They're on their side. They have to do it. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that a character like Ilya has a lot of great potential to be on the good side, right? But I do feel like at the end of the day, her definitive purpose is to be that parallel to Blake. And to be this character that is mainly seen as, like, this is what Blake could have been like if she stayed in the White Fang, and Blake now is the polar opposite, being out of the White Fang, having a good head on her shoulders, and everything like that. Wow. So this chapter was, it kind of went down in a different way than I initially thought. Like, honestly, I was just thinking, like, just fucking violence and bloodshed and all that kind of stuff all throughout the way, especially in Raven's tribe. But it turns out Raven's negotiating, as she said, for the tribe forever and always, through thick and thin. And at this point, she's kind of using the situation to kind of gain the upper hand in some way. Negotiating to the point where she kind of not coerced, but she kind of persuaded Cinder to be like, hey, I know you want Vernal and you want this relic and everything, but let me help you out. I know, you know, she set up she kind of laid the chips to where RWBY was a factor, and Cinder has a bit of, her pride's a bit on the line as well, because what RWBY did to her at the end of Volume 3 and, you know, the whole trauma and, you know, recovery process that she had to go through in Volume 4. Another thing that I realized regarding Cinder, she's kind of back to her former ways, right? Like, Volume 4, I felt, and this is gonna sound ridiculous to say considering everything that Cinder has done, I felt a little bad for her. You know, I felt, I don't know if it was pity. I don't know. It definitely wasn't remorse. Like, I wasn't feeling bad for the fact that she was, you know, in a terrible state and she was under Salem's eye and all this other stuff, and she was being, you know, restricted during training and whatnot. It seemed as though, like, I don't know, she felt very submissive, I think is the word I'm looking for. She felt very submissive. She felt very vulnerable. You know, after what happened with Volume 3, being under Salem's watch, being talked down to by her peers, or her associates, if you will, always being at each other's throats with Watts and Cinder, I can tell that much. And, you know, I felt a certain way. I felt a sense of pity and a sense of just feeling bad for Cinder in Volume 4, based on how she was. And now she's back to her very arrogant, very snub, very stuck-up ways that we remember her from in Volumes 2 and 3. So, fuck Cinder at this point. She's the Fall Maiden. She's got way too much power on her hands. She's power-hungry as fuck. She's egotistical. And nothing can really good come from that. So I'm expecting things to just fall short from her. If not now, by the time she gets this Grand Master power, by the time Salem gets all of the relics, she's going to cast Cinder aside, just like how Salem is going to cast the Bronwyn tribe aside once they're no longer useful to her. And, you know, as Salem's mantra goes, you know, never underestimate the usefulness of others. That's kind of like a twofer, because you can get usefulness out of them, but then they can also be used as a scapegoat when it's time to point the blame. So, I kind of like how Raven is kind of playing the cards in her favor, and is utilizing the fact that Cinder is so prideful, and she has this egotistical mentality to where she's like, okay, I'm going to use that to my advantage. I want my brother dead. I don't think she made the correlation that, you know, Cinder had an interest in RWBY, but it turns out that it worked out for her, right? And that's all she had to say to Cinder, and Cinder's like, I'm all for it. So, very interesting to hear and see the initial dialogue at the beginning with Raven's tribe. Turned out a lot different. I thought we were going to get the whole Maiden versus Maiden, but that's still potentially going to happen. That could still potentially happen by the end of the volume. We still have, 5 chapters left, 6 weeks left of RWBY. So, a lot of things can still come to fruition with that. The middle sequence, the fighting, Gira and Sun now. Now I feel a lot better off with Sun, knowing that he's side by side with Gira, instead of it just being Gira going up against two dudes that he doesn't really know how they fight. They utilize dust in their weapons as well, and he has no aura right now. So he's on high alert. I still have death flags out for Gira. I don't know if he's necessarily going to die. I can see Sun, like, maybe going out on a limb to protect him, especially since he's been trying since Volume 4, he's been trying to win over Gira, you know, win his approval or whatever, for maybe just being nice to him, or maybe, you know, realizing, hey, I have a thing for your daughter. So, yeah, Gira and Sun being together is something that I really, really like. Seeing their dynamic, just getting to know each other in the heat of the moment, in the heat of battle, I feel like is the best approach for both of them, since everything else hasn't worked. Corsec and Fennec, at this point, I feel like they're going to get bodied. I felt like they would have initially if it wasn't for a few of the minor distractions and things that were getting in the way of Gira, like the White Fang dude. But thank God for Sun. He's, I think that's the second time that he's actually been stealthily tactful, right? Last chapter, when it came to helping out Blake, and then this chapter when it comes to helping out Gira. Hopefully it follows up with next week him helping out Kali. I don't know how that's going to work, but it seems like Rooster Teeth is now set up for 2 points of reference now. Two, like, climactic moments, both happening in the same area, really. So you have Blake versus Ilya, and you have Sun and Gira versus Corsec and Fennec, but the missing link here is Yuma, because Yuma left with Ilya, and then Ilya was in that big room by herself. So Yuma could still very well be around. If I were to place my bet, I would either say A, he has Kali like hostage, like held hostage, or held at random, you know, at ransom. So even if they do win their fight, it's like, well, I still have your wife, I still have Kali, and if she dies, like the fucking community is just gonna go ape shit. So, a lot of variables, a lot of factors. 2 major fights that I'm hoping come to fruition in the next couple of weeks because, in the next, like, chapter or 2, just because I feel like a lot of things are being left off on cliffhangers. Next week is the last chapter before the holiday break. So if we don't get a fight, if we don't get something of a massive payoff for chapter 10, we have to wait 2 weeks before we get the next part of chapter 11. So, you know, everything else is up in the air right now. Like I said, I feel like this is a definitive moment for Blake and for Elliott. They both picked their sides, they both have their resolves, and the only thing left to do is to follow your resolve through. You know, to the end, to the death, I feel like at this point, and I feel like Elliott is going to die. Not to say I want that to happen, you know what I mean? Like, I thought she has the potential, I felt like she had the potential for redemption, she had the potential to right her wrongs, to see where she fucked up, but I think for the purpose of her character, it's that factor of, this is the person that Elliott is, and there are people very much like that in the White Fang that we haven't really seen, but she's that representation. Even though she's faltering from time to time, even though it seems like she's second-guessing herself, she's very stuck in her ways and very stuck in her resolve that this is the only way that they're really going to get change, and this is the only way that their people are going to move forward, which Blake clearly sees a better alternative. Blake was also in that same mentality, so I do see like this is like 2 sides of the same coin when it comes to the dynamic of Blake being in the White Fang versus being out of the White Fang. So everything else was really great. I thought this chapter was really good. I didn't have high expectations of like a grand fight, given the fact that my reaction last week was over the top and kind of really like hype and like super excited for this fight. But I did realize that Rooster Teeth was probably going to pull a catch-22 like they did in the beginning of the chapter, dumbing down a little bit of the momentum. But it's still there to where I feel like chapter 10 can spike it up and leave us off to look forward to chapter 11 after the holiday break. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys next week for chapter 10. Take care.